Welcome back to the channel. My name's Carolyn if you're new here, and I thought today we could do a what I eat in a day. I am 6 weeks post-op for my fleur-de-lis tummy tuck and breast lift and augmentation, and I've been cleared to resume all normal activity, so I don't have any restrictions in terms of movement. This week I've only been doing like intentional long walks, about 2.5 miles with my husband, just to slowly build up my stamina and endurance again. My breathing, that's the hardest part, is the breathing. So yeah, but it's been good so far. And happy to be this far into my journey. Still a ways to go, still swollen and will be for months and months, but it'll continue to get better over time. I'm gonna put 2 of these Premier Protein waffles into the toaster. I've gotten questions on where you can find these, and I have found them at Walmart, which is everywhere, but also at my local grocery store. Get them at Walmart, they're cheaper. And then people have also said they're at Costco. I personally haven't found them at my Costco. I know they also have the pancakes too, but I'm a waffle girl. Then I have some guacamole that I also got at Walmart. It needs to be used up because it's turning brown. But I made this yesterday and it was really good. So I put the guacamole on top of the waffles, and then I put some turkey pepperoni on top and everything but the bagel seasoning. And then I'm also gonna have some strawberries on the side for some fiber and freshness. For me, I obviously try to prioritize protein. So that's why I'm adding the turkey pepperoni, the 2 waffles, that's 14 grams of protein. And then a serving of this is 9 grams of protein. So about 25 grams of protein for breakfast, which is not bad. But I've been struggling to eat anything in the mornings, and this just is so easy and I don't know, tastes really good. So just trying to get in food first thing in the morning before I drink tea or anything like that. And I've also been trying to focus on adding more fiber into each meal, which is why I have the strawberries. Fruit is pretty fibrous. A little extra toasty, but that's okay. And then I'm just gonna do the rest of this guac. I mean, these waffles aren't sweet at all, so maybe this isn't as weird as I think it is, or am thinking people will think it is. I don't know, but it's very good. I do have avocado, so I could make my own like avocado toast thing, but the avocados are not that ripe yet, so. And then everything but the bagel seasoning, which I'm gonna do over the sink so I don't get any on the strawberries. And I put a few on the actual waffles. 8, 9, 10, 11. 12, 13, 14, 17. So 17 is like a serving. So that's 9 grams of protein. Add a few more. There. So that is breakfast. I am in my luteal phase, so I am hungrier during this time, so doing what I can to stay satiated and not overeat. I'm gonna eat this and log on to work. I did finish all of my breakfast. It was very good. I'm making some tea now. By the time it's all like steeped and ready and stuff, it'll have been 30 minutes since I had breakfast. I do, even 5 years out, I do try my very hardest to wait at least 25 to 30 minutes before drinking anything after I eat. It's not always easy, especially I find it hardest when like I'm around other people or I'm out to eat. But at home, I usually am pretty good about keeping to that rule. And I do notice like it does make a difference in terms of keeping me full. If I were to drink something like right after eating or while I'm eating, it does affect my fullness length, I guess. But I'm making some tea. This is the tea that I use. It's a Swedish tea, so my mom brings it over when she comes. She's coming in May this year for my brother's graduation from law school, and I've already asked her to bring me more tea because that's my last bag. And I only have this much of it left. And I just put 2 equal packets. I'm trying to cut down on my artificial sweetener. I used to put 4 of these in my tea. So I've slowly, like I cut down to 3, and then right now I'm doing 1 or 2, sorry. And then at some point I'd like to get down to just 1. I like a little bit of sweetness. I don't want to go full like no sweetener. But I did notice that like I was having just some stomach issues where I was having like loose stool and stuff, and artificial sweeteners I know can do that. So it actually has helped cutting down a lot in that, which is good. And I spilled on myself. Love that for me. Sitting at my desk now, I have my tea. It's been about 30 minutes, so I'm good to eat it. I hate when I have to answer stupid questions at work, especially when they come from my manager. Oh, and I want to update in this video that I in fact did get the new job. My start date is April 21st. My last day at my current company is April 17th. So I didn't take that many days off. I took that Friday off in between. A lot of people thought I should have taken more days off, but I don't want to miss out on getting paid. All right, it is like 12:30 and I need to make lunch before my 1 o'clock meeting. And luckily I have leftovers in the fridge that I just need to pop in the microwave and I'm gonna be good to go. I have the Amy Lou chicken crumbles in here. I cooked this beginning of the week, midweek, something like that. And it's just such an easy like thing to make because it comes pre-cooked already. You just heat it up in the pan and add the sauce. But it's just such easy meal prep. That might have been too much. And then I made some white rice. I like white rice. You can skip it or, you know, I don't know, do you, but I like white rice. And then I also have some air fried green beans that's gonna add to this too. Ew, that's not a good one. These were just frozen green beans that I steamed in the microwave first and then added to the air fryer. But like such an easy meal. I'm gonna pop this in the microwave. Okay, I think that's good enough. And then I just do some soy sauce. The meat is already like seasoned with a sauce, but I like a little extra sauce. And then I'm gonna do some sriracha as well because I like a little heat. And then this is what I didn't use of the avocado. Not worth keeping. So yeah, this is lunch. I have about 25 minutes. The bowl is really hot. 25 minutes until my meeting. So I can hopefully enjoy this, not rush through it. And I will probably eat this whole bowl. So that's just my thing. Might actually have, I'm gonna add a little bit of this Japanese barbecue sauce because it adds a little bit of sweetness, and I like a little bit of sweet, you know? It's very green with the green beans and the avocado. That's good. Okay. I'm gonna eat this and I'll probably have a snack. No idea what yet, but I'm in my luteal phase. I'm typically hungrier and I feel snackier during this time, so I do my best to fill up on good filling meals, but I also don't deprive myself of a snack or something that I'm craving or wanting, because I feel like if I do tell myself, no, I can't have this craving, it just builds and builds in my mind, and it gets to a point where I can't even stop thinking about it, and then it could lead to overeating, which I don't want to do. And the GLP-1 that I'm on helps a lot. I'm on 5 milligrams of Zepbound. I've been on Zepbound, tirzepatide, Mounjaro for over 2.5 years. And it does help, but like to an extent, you know, hormones are hormones, and like my progesterone is rising, and progesterone rising causes increases in cravings. And, you know, sometimes you just have to honor your body and respect the fact these are the changes that I'm going through, and work with my body rather than against it. That's my spiel. I was wrong. I did not end up finishing all of the food in the bowl. It is 10 to 1. My meeting's gonna start soon. I'm full, which I wasn't expecting. I really thought I was gonna eat all of this, but I'm not. Oh, I totally forgot I was filming, and I was also on the phone with my husband, but I'm very snacky today. I just had a little bowl, wasn't a lot, of just some plain white rice with a touch of butter, soy sauce, and ketchup. I know, weird combo, but it's actually delicious. The salty sweetness, it works, it works. So I had that, and then I also had a little tiny bowl of these. I probably had like 5 or 6 of them. They're so sour. Fruit Riot sent me like 8 bags. They sent me the sour grapes, the mango, and the pineapple. Mango is by far my favorite. The grapes are second, and then I'm like meh on the pineapple. These are so freaking good. I'll leave their website link down below. They have like a store locator. They're in the frozen section. It's frozen. They're frozen grapes with like a sour coating. Looks like this. It's gnarly. So gnarly. But yeah. And one serving is an ounce, and it's 45 calories, 1.5 grams of fat, only 3 added sugars, 0 protein, obviously. But yeah, oh my God, if you love sour candy, oh, these are so good. So good. I'm obsessed, and so grateful that they sent me some. But yeah, I've been feeling super snacky today, which is the luteal phase doing what the luteal phase does. I'm still working. It's only 3 o'clock. I'm probably gonna log off today at like 4 because I just don't feel like working anymore. But I logged on. What time did I log on this morning? I don't know. But yeah. I just don't feel like working anymore. My work has already sent me a box to send my laptop back. And I have to pay for that. I can expense it, but it's like a whole rigmarole to do like once I leave and stuff, because I can't expense it beforehand. and I have to wait until my very last day to send back my laptop. So there's like this whole process to expense it after the fact, and I just like, no, it's fine. I'm on my second Stanley. I'm slacking a little bit. It's 3 o'clock and this is still like full. So really need to drink more of that. Oh, I wanted to talk about, so I get asked a lot about like how I eat, you know, all that kind of thing. So I don't track calories or macros or anything like that. I don't track in general. I have in the past. I have before I had gastric bypass surgery. I have tracked after the fact. I will say my first year post-op, I weighed everything for that whole year, which was super helpful. It helped me learn to understand like the capacity of my stomach, which has changed over the years. But I'm very aware of like portion sizes and stuff like that. And I'm also pretty good at picking up on, okay, that has a fair amount of protein. Where do I need to up it? Where do I need to, like, all that stuff. And that's just a skill that I have worked on and practiced over time. Keep in mind, I am 5 years post-op, and I would say like, definitely, I know that eating intuitively is maybe some people's goal, or they do want to track and keep track. I don't feel like I eat intuitively because I don't listen to my intuition when I eat or when I'm feeling hungry or not hungry. There are times like this morning where I wasn't necessarily hungry, but I had to eat, because if I didn't eat, if I waited too long to eat, that would cause me more problems, because then I would feel so hungry when I did sit down to eat. I would eat too fast. I would probably overeat. And so for me, it was ignoring my fullness. It was ignoring my own body's cues of like, oh no, you're not hungry. Girl, yes I am. Don't even play. I am hungry. Or not that I'm hungry, but like my body needs nutrition. And I think recognizing those things about your own self and your own body is really important. And so I don't think I would categorize myself as eating intuitively. I do eat mindfully for the most part. I'm human, and there are days where, kind of a little bit like today, where it's the afternoon and I'm feeling more snacky and I'm just like, ooh, let me grab a little of this, a little of that, a little of this, a little of that. The thing that helps me with that feeling is putting stuff on a plate. So the Fruit Riot things, I put a little bit in a little bowl. You didn't see it because I forgot to film, but I didn't eat out of the bag. For the rice, I put a little bit in a bowl and heated that up. I didn't eat it out of like the container that it was in. So I always think that if you are going to snack or anything like that, there's nothing wrong with snacking. Sometimes you're just hungry. Sometimes you're just feeling like you want something. There's nothing wrong with that. But I would definitely recommend putting everything on a plate. And if you can add a little touch of protein or fiber, great, great. I didn't really do a good job of that, both with the Fruit Riot and the rice. Carby, but that's okay, you know? Tonight we're having like a roasted chicken dinner, and that's gonna have plenty of protein for me. So yeah, I mean, I definitely think tracking calories or macros or points or whatever can be beneficial to people, like to anyone who wants to learn about nutrition and about themselves. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. Obviously, if it's triggering, don't do it, you know, and like know your own limits. I also think working with a registered dietitian is super helpful because they can help you map out ways to sort of cope with these things. My husband just got home, so the dogs are gonna bark. But yeah, and it's about building consistent habits. You're not gonna be a perfect bariatric patient. Let me be real with you right now about that fact. You're not going to be a perfect bariatric patient, nor should you want to be, because you're a human being and no human being is perfect. So just get that out of your mind. Like maybe for the first year, you're on your P's and Q's and that's great. But like you have to begin to learn a balance and a level of consistency where like majority of the time, 80 to 90% of the time, you're eating your protein, you're eating your vegetables and your fiber, you're eating fruit. Don't be afraid of fruit. Don't be afraid of fruit. I just think it's super important to build consistency and good habits over time rather than trying to be perfect and trying to hit like, you know, a certain goal every single day. Like there are days where I don't get enough water. There are days where I don't get enough protein, but then there are days where I'm drinking a lot of water. I'm eating a lot of protein. I'm getting a lot of fiber, you know? And so I like to zoom out and look at the total picture, the big picture, and things kind of even themselves out. For example, I follow my menstrual cycle pretty closely, like, and I'm aware of the patterns of my body and how I'm feeling. So for me, during my period and during like the first half of my cycle, that follicular phase, my appetite is naturally lower. And so some days I'm under eating or I'm eating right at maintenance or something like that. And then going into the luteal phase is where I am more hungry, I have more cravings, and I'm eating at maybe a little bit of a calorie surplus or right at maintenance, which is very normal. And so if you look at it in aggregate across the whole cycle, like it's gonna even itself out for the most part. And I prefer looking at it that way. I prefer, you know, really keeping track of that. And yeah, and then also adding in movement. Like I'm really trying to be more consistent with walking, have a step goal. Yeah, just find things to be consistent with. It makes all the difference, seriously. And stop being a perfectionist. Stop it. And tell that to myself too. I finished work and I decided to run over to Costco because I just figured going on a Friday evening was way easier than waiting for tomorrow or Sunday. I didn't get a lot, but I wanted to show you what I did get. My husband and I both were wanting some steaks, and Costco is honestly the best deal to get steaks, and the best ones that they had that looked good and reasonably priced were the New York strip. So it's about 5.5 pounds of New York strip. So very excited about this. I also found in the freezer section these beef chuck rolls. So it's similar to like what you would get at Hot Pot or something, but they also have a recipe for Philly cheesesteak, which I think would be really good. So, and this was only $12.99, which I thought was a really good deal. I picked up some of these 7 Sundays, sunflower cereal in the real cocoa flavor. This is sweetened with coconut sugar and dates, no refined sugar, and it's gluten-free. We bought this last time we went to Costco and the bag is almost done. And I really, really like it. It's really crunchy, but I am a really big fan. I like these a lot. I got a big bag of asparagus. The raspberries looked really good, and I'm trying to eat more fruit. And then I've never had sumo oranges before, so I grabbed a case of them. It was only like $6 or $7 for this many oranges. And then my husband prefers the Real Good Foods chicken strips. I wish they sold the nuggets at our Costco, but unfortunately they don't. They just do the strips. So I got another bag of these. He's been having them on his Caesar salads for lunches for work. So yeah, these are great. And I am going to switch over to using these instead because they're gluten-free. I'm not like super strict about being gluten-free, but I am trying to be more mindful of my gluten and my dairy intake just because of my autoimmune stuff, like my psoriasis and things. And then lastly, we got a big bag of the Lesser Evil popcorn. This is the buttery flavor one. I actually really like this brand, and we love popcorn, so yeah. But that's it, that's the haul. The most expensive thing was obviously the steak. This was $70, but in total I spent $136, so not terrible for a Costco haul, to be honest. I was expecting it to be like closer to 200. Good raspberries. Anyway, I'm gonna put this stuff away, but for dinner we are having our last Hungry Root meal for the week, which is lemon chicken and roasted potatoes with garlic sauce. So what I love about Hungry Root is everything sort of comes like pre-cooked or pre-marinated or whatever. So like tonight, this is the half chicken and it's like marinated. It's fully cooked, you just have to heat it up. And yeah, excited about that. Super easy dinner. And then, oh, I also got 2 of the double chocolate chunk cookies from Costco. My husband's eating his and I'll try a little bit of mine, but I'm gonna save mine for later. I definitely won't be able to eat the whole thing, but it's actually very good. All right, here is dinner. I just had some of the roasted chicken and some of the potatoes, and it came with this like garlicky sauce. So I know the potatoes are good because I already had that, but let me try some of the chicken. So they sous vide the chicken and then you just heat it up in the oven. And it's like a lemon chicken. It's very good. Very tender. So ladylike of me. It's like 7:30 now. I'm gonna eat this and then probably it for the night. Might have some of the cookie, but yeah, that is a full day of eating for me. See you in the next video.